us here in Los Angeles, California, the filthiest place you could ever be, the pornography capital of the world. That's right, where we find ourselves the focus of disapproval from none other than the Pope this week. Pope Francis is speaking out against online porn. The Vatican released some of the Pope's words. This is translated. He said, and on this, there's also another thing which you know well, digital pornography. I say this quite clearly. I will not say raise your hand if you've had at least one experience of this. Good. I will not say it, but it is a vice that has so many people, so many lay people, and also priests and nuns. Now that, priests, yeah, but nuns? What are the nuns looking at? Is there NILF I don't know about? I don't know. And how would he know they're looking? The other priests are like, bro, we told you that in private. And the Pope advised his fellow clergymen to delete access to pornography from their phones. So you really just have to delete the whole phone. I don't think you can delete. The web browser won't even come off your phone. It's like the devil. It's there to test you, whether you like it or not. And by the way, the fact that the Pope is so worried about this makes me wonder if he's ever looked around the Sistine Chapel. I mean, you got these two going at it here. You got this guy on all fours. She's doing who knows what. And you don't want to know where they're putting that column. Here in the United States, we are now less than 2 weeks from our midterm election. We need to get registered and vote, and you may want to vote early because turnout is expected to be much higher than usual for a midterm. They're saying that there might not even be enough paper to print all the ballots. Experts are worried there could be a paper shortage, which is what happens when every candidate jams 40 flyers in your mailbox every day for 6 months straight. But one of the reasons we're low on paper, they say, is because they use so much of it for Herschel Walker's paternity suits. This is almost funny. The Herschel Walker campaign, it's turned into a whole season of the Maury Povich show. Herschel, if you haven't been following this, claims to be very pro-life. He's against abortion. But in this case, he has two women with whom he had relationships, one of whom he has a child with. They claim he paid for and even insisted upon their abortions, and Republicans are realizing they picked a piñata full of coconuts to represent them in a very important election. So every time a woman comes forward, they send a senator, a Republican senator, to go in there and help. So over the last few weeks, Rick Scott, Tom Cotton, Ted Cruz, and then yesterday, Lindsey Graham have been called in. Herschel and Lindsey appeared together on Hannity's show last night. And just as Herschel talks, keep your eyes on Lindsey's face.
It's a lie, Sean, and I hope everyone out there now see that they would do and say anything for power, and they don't realize that they messed with the wrong Georgia right here. They see it's too important for me to stand back or to step down. So now they're going to have to come through me to get to anyone else, because if they can do it to me, they're going to come after you next.
That's right. Next time you push an abortion on a woman and then claim you're against abortion, they're coming for you next. And the reason Lindsey was there was to speak for Herschel. Herschel has trouble with speaking, and it was a good choice because when it comes to feigning righteous indignation, no one does it better than Lindsey G.
What is it about this guy? He changes the entire narrative of the left. We're a party of racists, Sean. Me and you're a racist. The Republican Party's racist. Well, what happens when the Republican Party elects and nominates Herschel Walker, an African-American black Heisman Trophy winner? Everybody in San Francisco is going to jump off a bridge if we elect this man. A black conservative beats a black liberal in Georgia. They're scared to death of Herschel Walker because if Herschel Walker becomes a Republican, maybe every other young child in America of color might want to be a Republican.
Now, get over here and give me a kiss, will you, Herschel? Maybe if Herschel actually raised his kids, they might want to be Republicans. I don't know. Give that a try. And by the way, Herschel Walker really owes Kanye West for taking the focus off. Kanye's back on Instagram after his account was restricted because of the anti-Semitic posts. Today he posted Ari Emanuel. Ari Emanuel is a very powerful agent in Hollywood. He wrote an op-ed asking others to boycott Kanye. He wrote, I lost $2 billion in one day, and I'm still alive. This is love speech. I still love you. God still loves you. The money is not who I am. The people is who I am. Well, not the Jewish people, but the people is who he is. Does anyone else feel like we're about to find out that for the past 20 years, Kanye has been a Sacha Baron Cohen character? And CNN reported today that a business executive who worked closely with Kanye says Kanye was a big fan, an admirer of. Any guesses as to who? Anyone say Hitler? Yes, it was Hitler. That's right. The source asked not to be named because of a confidentiality agreement and fear of retribution from Kanye, although I don't think you have anything to worry about there. Very even-keeled guy. He's not going to... But this person says Kanye even wanted to name an album after Hitler, which that would be something. Downloaded the new Hitler. It's tight. I have to say, it's so crazy, it's hard to believe it isn't a joke. You know, back in the mid-2000s, I don't remember when Nas and Jay-Z were feuding, Kanye was the voice of reason. He tried to bring them together. He wanted to have a Nazi meeting and maybe even a Nazi party. And he, but you know what, come on now. You like that. Hey, look, Edgar Winter is here with us, everybody. More retailers have now dropped Kanye from their stores. The Gap has dropped Kanye. Of course, Adidas, Foot Locker, TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx announced it would no longer be selling any of Kanye's clothes, which I feel like Kanye should thank them for that. I mean, you know you screwed up when you have your Maxxinista privileges revoked, but just to put this, we sent Guillermo to the TJ Maxx down the street to put this in perspective because they won't sell Kanye stuff. This is the kind of stuff they do sell. Hanukkah gnomes, we've got some Spam socks, and these beautiful Bud Light underpants. Bud Light Lime. I assume you purchased those?
No, they gave it to me free.
Oh, they gave it to you?
Yeah.
The worst part about all this is that these hateful comments from Kanye fan the flames of anti-Semitism. And for those of you who are feeling a little bit anti-Semitic tonight, please know there is help.
Does the thought of Jews get you down? Having trouble eating bagels? Lost your enjoyment of Seinfeld? Fearful that you'll get zapped by a powerful space laser? Or have a sudden desire to go DEFCON 3? Well, now there's hope. Yentanol, the first drug clinically proven to curb your anti-Semitism. Ask your doctor about Yentanol so you can get back to doing what you love best. Terrorizing your ex-wife and her boyfriends.
He texting me, talking and bragging about how he's in bed with my wife.
Side effects of Yentanol may include schwitzing, kvetching, kibitzing, hay fever, chutzpah, mild to severe hypochondria, strong opinions about the temperature of soup, a deep appreciation for Mel Brooks, calling your children to tell them who died, eczema, talking about your asthma, and dancing the hora. Call your doctor if your guilt trip lasts more than 4 hours. Yentanol.
Available at Walgreens.
Halloween is about to hit us. Guillermo, has Benji picked out a costume?
Oh, for school, he's gonna be a pizza. And for nighttime, he's gonna be Dustin from Stranger Things.
From what?
From Stranger Things.
From a Stranger Things. All right, well, we got a whole list of rules from our kids' school about what is okay to wear and what is not okay. I don't know. I don't think Benji can wear a pizza. I think as an Italian-American, I'm offended by that. I think more people get canceled on November 1st than any day of the year, like the weekend after Halloween. They should make it a holiday. It's like Goodbye Dummy Day or something like that. You know, every Halloween, Google publishes a list of the top 50 most searched costumes. And this year, once again, the most searched Halloween costume was witch, as in, which is the laziest mom you know when it comes to dressing up for Halloween. Number 49 is cattle, and number 50, the 50th most popular costume is cow, which... I don't know, what would possess in the weeks leading up to Halloween to put on your thinking cap and go, I know, I'll be a cow. Instead of boo, I'll say moo, and everybody will be delighted. They also break it down by city. Here in LA, the most popular costume is Spider-Man, which makes sense, because if you've ever been to Hollywood Boulevard, around here, a Spidey suit, it's not just a Halloween costume, it's a lifestyle. The top costume in the Bozeman, Montana area is cowboy, which I don't know. Aren't there a ton of people in Montana who are already? This is like the top costume in Utah being white person. You know, as a public service announcement, I've been asked this year to share a message, and the message is this: kids don't like mounds. They don't like mounds, and they don't like almond joy. They don't want almonds on Halloween. And yet, year after year, millions of these wet little coconut shrapnel candy bars wind up uneaten in the bottom of a plastic pumpkin, and then eventually we throw them out. So stop giving them away. Give them to your grandma or eat them yourself, because kids don't want mounds, and if they do, you got weird kids, all right? You know, hey, speaking of, I do want to also mention that a lot of people have been asking me if we're going to do the thing where we have the parents pretend they ate their kids' candy this year. And, well, I've been on the fence. We stopped doing it during COVID. I was like, maybe that's enough. But now, I don't know, we got an election coming up. Things are divisive. Everyone's at each other's throats. It feels like Americans need a chance to put our differences aside and come together as a nation to make our children cry. So we actually had a vote. We did a vote with our staff and then our audience the other night. Turns out people want this. So, and when you look back at some of the gems we've gotten in it's hard to see why they wouldn't.
Last night we ate all your candy.
Why?
Because it was good.
No. You ruined my life!
We've ruined lives and we've tested faith.
Nobody ate your candy. It's in the closet.
You because you like that. Yeah, you don't want to lie. Yeah, because Jesus does not lie. Remember you taught us that?
So, parents, here it is, your official invitation to take part in our 4 millionth annual Halloween Candy YouTube Challenge. You know how it works. After trick-or-treating, tell your kids you ate their candy, shoot a video of it, upload it to YouTube with this title. It has to say, hey, Jimmy Kimmel, I told my kids I ate all their Halloween candy. And then, and this is the important part, look for a message from us on your YouTube account. If we do not hear back from you, we will not use your video. So post it, wait for the message, respond. We'll share the best videos on the show next week. And I look forward to all the important think pieces written about this on social media. I really do. All right. One more thing? All right. It's Thursday night, and that means it's time to bleep and blur the big moments of the week, whether they need it or not. It is This Week in Unnecessary Censorship.
You're saying tonight that you support f***ing, that you've always supported f***ing.
I support f***ing, and I stand and I do support f***ing.
The fans are so crazy there in Philly, they actually greased the holes outside the stadium, and people them anyway.
It is the greatest privilege of my life to be able to the I love and give back to the country I owe so much to.
You have a fake company and your doesn't work. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm going to get out and continue to the people.
We tried and tried, but finally we beat big.
I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't me.
Now they just you.
But everybody speaks about Pete Davidson in such a positive way. Like, he has to be a good.
Oh, he is a good. And he knows how to get in and get out.
The man has like a Christmas ham.
The Army Corps engineer says that if somebody comes to your door asking for money, a signature, or to come inside your house, steer clear. That is a red flag. Do not do that.
All right.